Well, if you know anything about Aaron Smith Levin, the man loves to curse and he loves his X rated jokes. Now, I want to forewarn, I do not fear X rated humor. I'm all fine. I mean, again, if that is your thing, if you like X rated stuff, porn, harsh jokes, whatever, we're all adults here, I hope. In any case, if that is your flavor, it's fine. I take it in kind of what's the word? In certain doses. Like I like Norm Macdonald, I like Dave Chappelle, I like Louis C.K., but I listen to other things too. Anyway, so that's my stance. So recently, Aaron had a bit of a controversy saying a really bizarre joke, and the way he told it, I didn't find it very funny. And because he curses a lot, we're not going to do the whole thing. But the essence is that he explained that he, Aaron Smith Levin, left Scientology because I guess a disabled man hemmed many times and he just got tired of it and left. Now, obviously, it's a joke. That's not how Aaron left. It's a lot less dramatic how he left Scientology. The controversy is on many levels. One is that he's supposed to be the president of the SPTV Foundation, which is supposed to inspire people to leave Scientology. And a major criticism he had of the Aftermath Foundation, which he formerly was a part of, which he criticized that they weren't very sensitive or very well informed about trauma. Neither is he. He's not an expert on trauma. So this really negates a lot of his criticism from last year that his former friends, Claire Headley, Mike Render, and others, are just very insensitive to him and others. Well, that's a pretty insensitive joke. And there, Jenna Miscavige, who is apparently his mistress/lover, who is also on the board of the SPTV Foundation, is just giggling along. And Jenna, in her own book, tries to outline the many abuses she suffered in Scientology, which brings up the question, were those abuses real? Can we verify that? Is that her attitude? Because I remember in her other interviews, she's much more somber and serious about recalling what happened to her. But here she's just giggling along. It's like, yeah, abuse happens. But now let's get to the punchline, which is that Serge Del Mar, real name Serge Gill, former friend of Jordan Masterson, that guy who was helping Danny and his escapades. So anyway, Serge, the auditor, felt really bad about the joke. And God bless him, he was courageous enough to say it was an acceptable joke. And it's not good to say those kinds of things in any context. And a lot of people are congratulating Serge for finally voicing dissent in the very weird kind of mid-level cult that Aaron has cultivated for a while now. I would join that, yes, the point is solid, that the joke is kind of grotesque if you're trying to help victims of Scientology, but it's part of the course for Aaron. I mean, Aaron has said many kinds of jokes like this for a long time. We've clipped him quite a few times here, and other people have clipped him in their own channels where, no, he says outrageous stuff of a similar nature. There was another joke, for instance, where he joked about drugging women. And then, of course, having relations with the woman who's drugged. And by the way, that's allegedly what Danny Masterson did. That's what those alleged protests were about LaPo, right? That it was a big factory where women were drugged and then things happened to them. Well, he joked about that. So it brings to mind, like, what is Aaron up to? Is he really being serious about being an anti-Scientologist? Or is this just a place he can go to say outrageous things, he gets congratulated as a hero, and life goes on? It's all very, very puzzling. Now, Serge speaking out is fine, but then the obvious question is, well, wait, he said offensive things 12 other times. Why is this that offensive now? Or why are you sensitive about this joke, but not the other jokes? Like, what made those other jokes okay, but this joke was way too much or way too far? I mean, the only thing I can guess is that it diminishes Serge's, quote, image of, quote, protecting children. And it is an image because he has not helped a single child. He can't name a child he's helped or saved, but there we are. So I guess it just doesn't fit his current image of helping people. Before, he was just an LA artist selling his artwork, but now he's a crusader for human rights. So it doesn't fit his new image. So I guess just for his own brand, it looks a little weird. But then again, Serge basically turned a blind eye while Aaron abused a lot of women. So in real life, Aaron has been very toxic. Serge didn't care about that. Serge has been alerted many times that Aaron has been abusive. He doesn't care. In fact, he directly communicated to me and cursed at me for even bringing up the issue. So I don't think it's Serge the moralist. It just seems that there are different brands within the SPTV Foundation and the SPTV community, and they do kind of division of labor. LA people kind of concentrate at yelling at the blue building. Marilyn concentrates on knitting stuff and cursing at Stephanie. And I guess Aaron will specialize in drinking beer and telling X-rated jokes. And Serge screams a lot about children, and so on and so forth. So it's just, they all have their separate way of communicating, and it doesn't always get coordinated how they do the propaganda. But, I mean, it is good news that there is some ability to say dissenting things, but does it really mean much? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, it's nice there is dissent, but it's not exactly a real principled debate between serious leaders of a serious social movement, sadly.